Hi guys. Happy Friday. I was finally back out among the living today. I came to work Monday. I swear Monday seemed so long ago. And then Tuesday I found out, Monday night I found out that I should not be taking any pain pills or anything like that for 24 to 48 hours prior. 48 hours preferred. I shouldn't be taking any Advil, naproxen, ibuprofen. My saving graces lately, I shouldn't be taking any of that crap. 48 hours prior to the biopsy. So I stopped, and then I woke up Tuesday morning jacked up, y'all. You know, my neck, my back, my boob, everything was hurting, and it was like stupid bad. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. There's no way I'm gonna be able to function. I got dressed. I'm puttering around the house thinking it'll pass. You know, I'm stronger than this. No, I wasn't. So I let my boss know. I said I'm off of all pain pills and stuff, and there's no way. You know, I'm like in a lot of pain and have been, you know, my boobie and everything. And she was like, you know, but not a problem. Do whatever you have to do. And then I was going to be off Wednesday. And then me thinking, I got this. I was going to go back to work Thursday. And then everybody and their mama said, Mel, don't do that. Take the day. And then the doctors were like, no, you need at least a good 12 to 24 hours of rest, you know. I'm like, but everybody says this is no big deal. And it's all, you know, a day thing. I mean, how bad could it be? You guys. I'm so glad I took off Thursday. Because I come out of that place feeling like I had got shanked in a prison yard, y'all. I was feeling all kinds of afflicted. My sister went with me. I'm so glad she did. I know she is part of the reason why I didn't flip the heck out. If she had not been there, I'm pretty darn sure I wouldn't have been able to control the nerves, because even with her there, I was scared and nervous. But just knowing she was there, man, I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky to have that kind of relationship with my sister. I know a lot of people don't, but she went with me. I picked her up. She went with me. I did opt out of the Xanax. I didn't want the Xanax because my sister doesn't drive, and I knew from experience ain't no friggin' dope gonna help me. If I am gonna have a panic attack, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I was sedated at the friggin' dentist office. I've been sedated at other offices before for procedures. Y'all have heard me say this. You guys, I know me, okay? Ain't no amount of anti-anxiety med gonna work when I know there are needles involved. It's just not. So why bother? Why risk having to drive possibly under the influence of a sedative? So I opted out of the sedative. And it's time for some more Tylenol. And I went in, and I got there super early because my nerves were bad. Sorry. Got there super early. We got there at 8. My appointment wasn't until 9. But they took me in about around 8:30. We were done like 9:30. Maybe 9:20, 9:30 we were done. They said my sister could go back with me, so I thought she was going to be in the room with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to see my boob. But no, they let her walk into the waiting area where the biopsies are done, but she wasn't going to be able to go into the room with me. So that's when I started to kind of like internally panic, like, oh my gosh, this isn't what, you know, what I had thought was going to happen. So I was nervous, and then they called me in, and they laid me on my side. My arm was an issue, the mobility, the lack of mobility. There was some pain involved, but the tech was so nice. He actually held my arm up. I was positioned on my side to where I could hold this arm up, but then the nerves got to me and I started to shake, and he grabbed my arm and he held up my arm. I'm like, oh, that is so sweet, because they knew I wasn't going to be able to put it over my head like they wanted me to. And this tech, I swear he's family. That man has seen dang near every part of my body, my skeletals, my innards for years now. It's the same guy. So they put me on my side and they did the ultrasound just to make sure that they were going to go in the right place. And then the actual doctor came in. I forget what they're called. But the actual doctor came in and he tells me, okay, I'm gonna pull at your skin and I'm gonna do the first injection, the first pain med injection. That's all I need to hear. I'm like, no, girl, you are not gonna fall out. You're safe. Your sister's outside in the hallway. If you need to run or scream or whatever, no, you are not gonna trip. But I tripped a little. I started getting a little nervous. Started getting shaky. I started getting a little but I'm like, no, we ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this. You're good. You're good. You're good. You need to get this done. You need to get it taken care of. And my fear of what it is, I think outweighed my fear of the needle by a little bit, just a little bit, not a whole lot. So I was still nervous. So every time he came in, okay, I'm gonna pinch your skin again. But it was the tiniest little prick. The tiniest, finest, minute little dink. Before I didn't feel anything. And then when he started to explain what he was going to do, he was going to put in the little port that the needle was going to go, the actual biopsy needle was going to go through that. I don't know if they had prepped the man about me, because I prep them. I always prep doctors and whatever. Look, I'm kind of a flight risk. I will run out on you if I have to. I panic. I always prep them. So I don't know if the tech and the nurse had let the doctor know or whatever, or if it's just his style to get in and out. You know, we got other people to do. It's Wednesday. We do biopsy Wednesday. We got to do. So it's not that he was brusque or anything. He just wasn't taking his time or anything like that, which again, I don't expect kid treatment, but at the same time, give a girl a little heads up. And he gave me just a teeny tiny little heads up. We're going to put in I don't remember what it called it, but whatever the needle was going to go in through. And I felt movement, felt no pressure. I knew he was doing something. And then he said, okay, now you're going to hear a series of, you're going to hear like a whirring sound and a beep. And that's the actual needle doing whatever it's doing, collecting the specimen. So he did it in my boob. He did 3 times, 3 beeps, and that was more disgusting than painful. I didn't feel any pain. I felt movement. I didn't even hardly feel any pressure. Very little pressure, but I could feel something. But it was more the sound that something is inside your body was making me nauseous, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't throw up, please don't throw up. But you're over here thinking you're gonna have a panic attack. You're gonna blow chunks. And I hadn't eaten. I went in there fasted, but I'm just like, I'm gonna throw up, because when I walked in there, I was nauseous. I was sick to my stomach. So, well, sitting outside in the lobby too, I was just really sick to my stomach. But I thought I was gonna throw up. And then he said, okay, he's telling the tech, okay, now we're gonna go into the lymph node. Now we're going to go into the lymph node. I'm going to give you more pain meds. I'm going to pull your skin. And again, just knowing that he's going to poke me, even though it hardly hurt, and even though the area is pretty numb at this point, I felt, again, the tiniest little twinge. But just knowing that the needles were coming at me, I don't know what the needles look like. I'm not looking. I'm on my side. The first one, I felt the tiniest little pinch, and then the other 2, I didn't feel crap. But this time, when he went into the lymph node, I will say I felt some. It wasn't pain, it was burning, as I hear the before the beep. There under my armpit, that was stinging. That was some stinging, and I whimpered a little. It was like, oh my gosh, and then I got nauseous again. And at that point, when I felt that pain and I thought I was going to throw up, I started to pray. Now, I was in such prayer panic that my lips were moving. Now, at the time, I didn't think that I was praying out loud. If I was praying kind of quiet, because I was trying to be quiet. It's just immediate. I'm praying, and I know my lips are moving, because I need God to hear me, okay? But I wasn't aware that anybody could hear me. So I don't know if the nurse could hear me, or if she saw that my lips were moving. because as I'm praying, I hear her real quiet, amen, amen, amen. And it made me cry. I was so touched that I started to cry. And then they finished. It was that was uncomfortable. It was burning. And then they finished and they bandaged me up. Put that clear, thick tape around a little gauze pad. Put some analgesic and some antibacterial something on there. Taped me up. Gave me an ice pack. Told me I had to sleep with my bra on. And I said, but my bras are all underwire, and my understanding is I shouldn't have that. It's like, no, if you have like a tight tank top, you could use a tight tank top or a sports bra, but you really don't want to wear anything with a wire on it. So I'm like, that's all I have, because I have little boobs. I need underwire to make it look like I have boobs. So I'm like, great, I'll figure something out. Don't sleep on that side. Sleep with a bra on for the first 24 hours. You cannot shower. You cannot put on deodorant. Now, mind you, by this point, I've been stress sweating, and I don't smell myself, but I'm pretty sure I ain't going to be smelling like peaches and cream, okay? It's not going to be a good thing in 24 hours. Like, that's not me. I'm telling you, out of the shower, even at night when I'm going to bed, I put on deodorant and spritz on perfume. It's just me. So I'm like, that's going to be disgusting. But whatever. So I walked out a little traumatized. I immediately felt like, dang girl, you done been run through the ringer. I felt beat the heck up, guys. I felt beat up. And almost within 10 minutes, I started to feel some pain under my arm. But I was more concerned with the shakes. I got the shakes. And I didn't expect that. But my understanding is anytime you have anything going into your body, you can experience some type of shock. So more than likely that's what it was. I was coming off of, this stressful situation. So I went outside and my sister's out there, and I don't remember if I sat out there for a little while, but we did end up, as we were walking up the hall to leave, I said, I need to sit down. So we sat there and my legs are shaking. Both of my arms from the shoulder down, my legs are shaking. My legs are jello. I'm shaking and, trying to, I'm not going to say play it off, but just trying to be in the normal of it to see if it would pass. But my sister's so sweet. She just sat there with me. She goes, you can sit here as long as you need to. And then I was freezing, guys. And I'm not cold-natured by any means. I was friggin' freezing. And it took me back to after I had my kids, when I'd had cesarean. How my body just went to shaking and I was freezing. That's what it felt like. I'm like, what did they do to me? How big was this friggin' needle that my body thinks it's been split open? Like, I am freezing and I'm shaking. So we're like, maybe you'll feel better if you sit outside, because the morning was really pretty. So we went outside, we sat in a sun patch like a couple of lizards, and we sat there until I felt more like myself. I didn't feel hazy, daisy, or confused, but I didn't feel myself. I felt like exhausted. I felt like I'd been through some things, and I kept saying that. I've been through some things. So we sat there a while, and then, because your girl's always going to be a fluffy girl, no matter what kind of ridiculousness is happening with her. I'm hungry. I haven't had anything since 6-something the day before, because I had to fast. Couldn't have anything after midnight. And I'd eaten very little because my stomach was sick. I haven't had much of an appetite because I'm just nervous. I either go from one extreme to the next. I'm either eating everything because I'm nervous, or I don't eat at all because my stomach gets sick. So I was hungry, and I'm like, I must be okay if I'm hungry. So I remembered I had a gift card to my favorite diner, and I was a little iffy about going because the last few times I've gone, it's not been good. But you guys, the food was delicious. Okay, so me and my sister went to lunch, but while we're getting ready, I'm sitting outside, we're sitting outside trying to get normalized, the pain started under my arm, especially my breast a little, but especially my armpit. It was just pain. I'm like, oh gosh, I ain't even been out from the pain shots very long, and if this is what it's going to feel like, this is going to be horrible. And the only thing that I can take is Tylenol. They said no, nothing else. No, nothing else. Look, just because we're talking about my bosoms don't mean you need to be looking at my bosoms. Okay. I did get the okay to take a muscle relaxer, and I knew I was going to do that as soon as I got home. I'm sorry for the hand, y'all. Y'all be trying to read my palms. Y'all read my palms. But anyway, I knew I wasn't going to be able to sit and eat with the pain coming on, so we stopped by CVS. Remember the CVS that I told you guys that story about? Well, went in there, got some Tylenol, extra strength, rapid release gels. Honey, I needed something fast. Popped 2 of those. We went to eat. The food was delicious. And then I wanted to visit with my sister, but I was so exhausted. I knew if I stay there, I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to fall asleep. Then I'm going to wake up and get stuck in traffic trying to get home. And I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. So I dropped her off. And I was heading home. And then I was like, I don't have any bra. I don't have a right bra. You know, a good bra. So I was feeling okay. I was exhausted, but I was like, let me go by like Walmart or Target or somewhere and see how much just the sports bra is. And how much could a sports bra be? So I go to Target because I passed it on the way home anyway, and they had one for $24 something. I'm like, the heck? Nope. And then I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit. So then I'm like, I bet Walmart's going to be around the same price. And then I don't know what size I wear in a sports bra because I'm a chunkums, right? So I ain't spending no $24 freaking dollars on something that what if it don't fit right? And I'm really, you can't try that kind of stuff on. So I'm like, hey, Ross is right next door. We're going to El Ross. You guys, I found some Kathy Ireland sports bras, 3 of them in a big old girl size, because I got the big girl size. I stretched it across me and it looked like it was going to fit with a little good stretch. Kathy Ireland sports bras. I got a black one, a white one, and a gray one for $10.98. I got them home, put that sucker on, kind of took care of my bandage, made sure everything was okay. When I saw what my boob looked like, guys, I almost dialed 911. Like, what did y'all do to me? But thankfully I had looked on YouTube and saw the after effects of a biopsy. Boy, that was fast. I'm like, what were y'all doing to me? Because it's all purple, guys. Under my arm, the side of my boob, almost to the nip, it is purple and blue. It's a dark purple and blue. I'm like, that looks horrendous. So I didn't look at it because I got a little nauseous. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't look at it. After that, I just, put on my sports bra, which was a feat, because this arm hurts and they're kind of snug, But it was one of the most comfortable things I've ever worn. I'm like, is that what this is about? Okay. So I like them. I'm wearing the white one today. Yeah, I'm showing y'all. I'm wearing the white one today. I had on the gray one the other day. And that night was rough. As tired as I was, I could not sleep. I had a dull ache. I could not get comfortable because I'm a side sleeper, and I am a side sleeper on the right side. I can sleep on my left side, but not as comfortably as on my right side, and I couldn't get comfortable on my back. I had to put pillows under my arm and under my armpit just so I wouldn't be, pressing on the boob. It was a very rough night. So Thursday, I wake up, pop my Tylenols, eat a little, and I felt not as exhausted, but still like I'd been through some things. But not as bad. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, oh heck, the whole week is dead already. May as well just, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that because it's officially the Friday before my last week. So I went ahead, got dressed, and came in, and they honestly were not expecting me. Everybody was surprised that I'd even showed up, and I said, yeah, as long as I'm not curled up like a pill bug in pain somewhere or at a doctor's appointment, I'll be at work. And oh my gosh, those goofballs I work with, they made me laugh all day long. I'm so grateful for them, because I did walk in a little concerned with my phone every time my phone made a beep or a sound, because we're not supposed to have our phones out, but I have my ringer on just enough to where I can hear it in case anybody's calling me for results. Because when I left there, they said with the holiday and all, we may get your results on Monday. We may call you on Monday, but more than likely Tuesday. So I'm like, great. But again, you all have heard me say this. I don't feel as scared as I think I should be. I'm okay, you know? So I came in a little nervous, you know, a little sleepy. I didn't sleep too good. You know, just a little out of sorts. But they were so happy to see me, and they were so welcoming, and they just cut up all friggin' day long. They were making me laugh. I just love these friggin' ladies. Make me laugh. And then I received a phone call from the imaging company. Now, mind you, my doctor's office and the imaging clinic are in the same building. And I had imaging call me and ask me, they wanted to confirm my appointment for Monday with my PCP. Now, mind y'all, these friggin' young drivers, man. Oh, I swear that kid looked 16 years old and he just blew through a light. But anyway, I'm glad I was paying attention. But I can't remember what day it was. I think it was the day after the biopsy. So Thursday. Yesterday. The oncologist called me. She said, hi, we received your referral. We're trying to see what we have available. The doctor that they initially referred me to, which was a female, wasn't going to have any availability until 9/11. And she's like, no, I don't want to make you wait that long. Would you be okay with a man seeing you? I said, yeah, I don't care. A professional is a professional. She said, well, let me see what doctor, I forget his name, I have to look, has available sooner. So she calls me like an hour or two and a half hours later and says that he has availability Friday the 5th, my last official day at this clinic. I said, yep, I'll take it. You guys, I could walk to this oncology office from where I live. I could walk there. It's that close. It's in my neighborhood. I'm like, okay, it's pretty good. He has amazing reviews. The whole clinic, but this doctor in particular has amazing reviews. So I feel really comfortable with that. So did the other one. The one that I was going to see had a 4 point something in reviews. This one has a 5 out of 5 reviews. So I feel really confident in this center taking care of me. But anyway, I say all that to say, I had made my appointment for the 5th with the oncologist, a new patient appointment with the oncologist, who says we should definitely have your results by then. They were going to look into seeing between yesterday and before the holiday what movement had been made on the results. But he said, oh yeah, we'll definitely have the results by the 5th. So when imaging called me today wanting to confirm my appointment with my PCP for Monday the 2nd, first of all, I was confused, because why is imaging, the office across the hallway, calling to confirm for my PCP, the doctor office over here? I immediately panicked. I'm like, oh my gosh. Imaging done got my friggin' results, and they done got with the doctor, and the doctor is saying go on ahead and confirm her appointment. And I said, honestly, I was thinking about canceling that appointment because I have my first new patient appointment with the oncologist on the 5th. And the girl I was talking to says, I would keep your appointment. That scared me even more. What do you mean, I would keep that appointment? So she scared me. I'm like, I should keep the appointment? She's like, yes. I'm like, have you guys gotten my results back? Because I'm thinking they done got the results, right? It's bad news. My doctor wants to make sure that I'm going to be there on Monday. She goes, no. I hear her. She's like, no, we haven't gotten your results back yet. She said, I just, I think you should keep that appointment, and I was calling to confirm the appointment. And I'm like, but you haven't gotten the results back. She says, no. She says, from what I see, I do not have anything back from the lab for you, but by the time the 2nd rolls around, they should have them. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to believe you, but I don't believe you. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm a little confused by the whole situation. Why is imaging calling? Why do you want me to keep that appointment? Why did you pause and make sure that I understand I should keep this appointment? I smell fish. Something ain't right. Something's fishy. But I'm hoping she wouldn't lie to me. I know she wouldn't be able to relay any message. I know she can't read or tell me what the results are. I know this. Your doctor always wants to see you when it comes to results for whatever, especially bad news. But I hope she wouldn't lie to me and tell me, no, we don't have your results yet, because that would be kind of messed up. But I said, okay, fine. Then I'll go ahead and keep my appointment. So I had to put in for Monday morning for my PCP, and then for Friday morning for the oncologist. You guys, I ain't got NAN PTO. NAN PTO. Okay? I am in a situation where my mama came through with flying colors. And this, mind you, this is even with the help that my son gives me. Ain't no way. 3 days with no PTO wasn't gonna fly. So my mama came through in the clutch, and I'm good. I'm financially straight. Between now and the 5th, I will have accumulated some PTO, so that'll cover that. And then if I have to stay late or come in early to make up the Monday stuff, it's just something. It's always something. It's all these little details. But I gotta get done everything that I'm gonna get done. And even with the yeah, I think you should keep the appointment. Even with that, I didn't go into full panic mode, guys. I'm telling you, it cannot be that I am numb to it. It cannot be that I'm in denial, because I'm not in denial. I am very, very aware of how real all of this is. I can't be numb because I'm still laughing. I'm still joking around. I'm still, nervous. I'm feeling every emotion. So I'm not numb. I honestly think it's my faith. I honestly think it's my faith that is keeping me from being in fetal position somewhere crying and just lost to the world. But that's everything so far. That's everything so far. But that's the update on the boob. I was going to insert a picture, but it's kind of gross. I can definitely cover the boobiest of the boob part so it doesn't look like what it is. But the bruising made me... I don't think y'all are interested in that anyway. But hey, if you are. But yeah, it's definitely an experience. And I'd rather do a mammogram and a sonogram any day than that crap. Yeah. But it is what it is, and it had to be done, and now it's done, and now we wait. But I'm going to try my best to have a good afternoon, good weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. I forgot, honestly, it's a 3-day weekend. So I'm heading home now. I'm going to pick up little dude his nuggets. I have got to clean my house. My house is embarrassing. Like, it is so bad. My dishes are all washed, but the stack is probably as tall as I am. Because I don't put my dishes away, guys. I hate washing dishes, and I hate putting them up even more. But that's the only thing I can honestly say is right in my house. Is there aren't any dirty dishes in my sink. But everything else is a disaster. Beds ain't made. My counters in the bathroom are completely cluttered. Blankets on the sofa from where I was catnapping for 2 days. Just, I know there's sour cream and onion potato chips on the carpet. I know that's what I saw. Cat toys everywhere. The cat beds moved. The cat scratching pads they moved them across the floor, and I didn't even bother to rearrange them. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess. It's a whole mess. So I need to get my house straight. I can't do much because my arm's still a little sore, but I can do enough. I can't use that as an excuse. I can do enough. So I think that's what I'm going to head home and do. I'm super tired. I want to hit a thrift store, but then I don't, because I've been hitting the same thrift stores forever, and thankfully I haven't been finding much. But I don't know, I'm just tired, and I kind of don't want to go to the same ones again. But I will tell you this, the day that I was looking for a sports bra, I had decided that I was going to try and thrift one. But I had already, before it occurred to me, duh, go to a thrift store and see if you can find one, and then wash it real quick, and then you'll be set. Before I figured that out, I had already passed Goodwill, I had already passed Thrift Town. I was pretty much home. And the route I took, there was another little thrift store. It's called Resale. I don't know if it's Resale Thrift or Resale, but the name of the store is Resale. And I'm like, this little store has a day that it's not open during the week, and I couldn't remember what day it was, but there were cars out front, and I'm like, I know they have clothes and really good price clothing, but I couldn't remember if it was one of the thrift stores that sells undergarments, because some thrift stores don't. And I'm like, oh, you guys, I was exhausted. My arm was hurting. I was not feeling normal, but I'm like, yeah, trying to save some money. So I pulled into this thrift store, and I didn't find any sports bras. They do not sell undergarments. So I'm like, well, crap. But I'm there. So I walked around a little bit, and I picked up a few things. I'll show y'all. And when I got to the register, one of the little things was $4.99, but I loved it. And I get up to the register, and everything that I only purchased like 3 things, I think. Everything that I purchased only came out to be like $5 and some cents. And I'm like, what is going on here? Did I look at the prices wrong? Am I still that that I didn't look at the prices right? But I'm like, no, that one thing by itself was $4.99 or $5.99. I can't remember. Why is everything only $5 and some cents? Whatever. Then I looked at my receipt. You guys, I am officially a senior citizen. Such a senior citizen that they don't even ask for my ID anymore. They don't even ask, are you a senior citizen? Now they just know. Talk about depressing. I was like, ain't this something? They didn't even ask. They just knew. But that's okay, because I got everything that I got for like $5 and some cents. So I'll show you guys that. The other day, I can't remember what day it was. I was coming home, and I saw a plant in front of my door, and I'm like, oh, one of these critters done knocked over one of my plants, because them critters are going wild out there. I need to figure out what it is that is tossing around everything, because every morning I wake up and my plants are knocked over. So I was like, what plant did they friggin' knock over now? It's in front of my door. Get out of the car, walk up to the door, and there is a majesty palm, a sad looking majesty palm in front of my house, in front of the door. And I'm like, oh, somebody left me a plant, and I already know who it is. My neighbor who used to cut my grass, who is an avid gardener, who randomly leaves me pots, empty flower pots, has left me little things for plants, things, vases, anything you can put flowers or plants in. He has left on my doorstep. Then I know it's him. There was a majesty palm on my stoop, and I know it's him again. I don't really fool with my neighbors like that, and nobody knows I wanted a palm other than Caleb and you guys, if I shared that with y'all, and my neighbor. So a couple of the fronds, are they called fronds? A couple of the fronds were dry and jacked up, so I just cut those away. And then one of the fronds had really, really dry tips, so I snipped those away. And then I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to take care of it. I've been Googling. I've never had luck with a majesty palm, but I love them. And I had been wanting one, but I ain't gonna pay no $20, $30, $24, $25, $30 for one. Ain't gonna do it. And then the little thing dies on me. No. So here I got one, and it's a little scraggly, but it does have chihuahuas. Look at here. Good gravy. It's a little scraggly. Now y'all are crooked. That's driving me nuts. But it has 2 or 3 fronds that will open up any day now, I guess. I don't know. I need to research and see how soon a frond opens. But I thought that was sweet. And again, y'all know how I do the analogies of plants, how even something dead can come back to life, which gives me, you know, it boosts my mindset. It helps my medulla see that there is hope, that there is regeneration, that there is new life. So I just thought the timing of it was so friggin' perfect, because once I cut away all the dead and crispy, it looks okay. So we'll see how this Majesty Palm does with me. I named her Diana, since she's a princess, she's a queen, she's royalty, she's a majesty. I named her Diana after Princess Di. And we'll see how she does. Yesterday we had a rainstorm, crazy rainstorm. I'm sorry about the hands, guys. It's just this arm ain't gonna work for me to be doing that with y'all. But a rainstorm rolled in. I'm talking about lightning, thunder, strong thunder. Had Bobo up in arms, you guys. Bobo is afraid of thunder, and he was all up on me, like. And it rained a good half hour, 30-40 minutes. And then like 15 minutes in, little dude is at the window, because we love the rain. Little dude is at the door and he's looking at me. He goes, "Oh, Mom, it's raining hard." And I'm like, you know what, that would be good for my plants. You want to put them outside? Like, you want to help me? Man, we ended up soaking wet. But Diana was outside. My little tree that I have inside was outside. A couple little plants that I have inside, I just put them outside to enjoy some of that rain. I need to bring them in today. But it's been super cloudy. And I don't know if I read right, but they're saying possible flooding in Texas. I don't know what part of Texas, but possible flooding in Texas over the holiday weekend. Ugh. I hope not. I hope that the devastation that happened in Central Texas ain't happening again. But I'm gonna head home. I gotta get little dude his nuggets. I'm gonna head home, bring my plants in. My friend just texted me. I gotta see what she's up to. And then I'm cleaning my house. I'm sorry, I can vacuum with my left hand. I can clean the toilet with my left hand. Not too good, but I can, and I will, because ew. My house being in the state that it's in is equivalent to mine not having been able to shower or put on deodorant for 24 hours. It is disgusting. It is unacceptable, and it will not stand. So I hope you guys had a fantastic week. I hope you guys had an amazing Friday. If I can, I will get in a little bit of the haulage. It's just a few little things. If I stop off at the Thrift on the way home, I don't know yet. I'm feeling Goodwill vibes. Am I on the right way to go to Goodwill? I'm kind of feeling Goodwill vibes. So maybe I'll go to the Goodwill. I don't know. Goodwill is real good for new things. Where Thrift Town is the same old crap here lately. But Goodwill, there's a good turnaround of things. So I don't know. I feel good. I'm out among the living. I'm into some normalcy here. I gotta watch my pennies, because the money ain't right now. But because I understand that, I can walk out empty-handed. It don't mean anything. I don't have to buy anything. I just want to be in it, in the mix, in the normal of it all. But I wonder if they have a senior day. I don't mind. Save me some money. Look at my grays. But anyway, I'm gonna either go there or head home. I'm not sure yet. But I think I will end this one. I know it was just chit chat. That way I don't make it too long and then have to edit the snot out of it to not make it super long. But until my next go around, guys, I hope you all had a fantastic 5 days. I hope you all are gonna have a fantastic safe weekend. No drinking and driving, guys. Don't jeopardize your health or the health of anybody else out there. Have fun, but be responsible, y'all. And until my next go around, I love y'all bunches.